Okay, good afternoon. Happy New Year, everyone. I've been in hiding for the past 1 month, um, so I didn't want to do all the Happy New Year, 2020 greetings and all of that. So today I just wanted to ask a few questions. What are you up to this year? What are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to do with yourself? I know most people are the New Year resolution type where they're going to say, "Oh, this year, new me, new year, new me," and then they go and decide, "Okay, I want to lose weight, I want to do X, Y, Z, and all of that." But I wanted to drop by to say that all of that is not going to mean anything if you are not deliberately looking to put systems and structures in place. I know since last year I've been singing this song about systems and structures. And the reason for that is because I have seen that when you have certain systems and structures in place, it compels you to behave in certain ways, even if you don't like it. So, for example, if you have a system of saving, it's just like every country has a system of taxation. There's a reason why the government takes their share before it gets to you, because they don't trust you. And why should they? You know, you make income, you burn all of it, and then you end up in debt. So why should they trust that you're going to pay their own part, without trying to be smarter than the system. So most of the time, the system compels behavior, and that's the essence of putting certain systems in place. So, for example, if you want to get wiser this year, you want to learn more, you have to deliberately put systems in place that makes you read, makes you study, makes you research, makes you do the things that you don't like doing most of the time. But the good thing is that if you're consistent with this, like for example, in my mentorship system, we have a 1 hour rule that every day you must read a book. And then we put an accountability system around it as well. So, which means that every day you must clock in. Any time of the day you can clock in, and that will be recorded. So, if after a certain number of days you default, you're going to pay a fine. And that has, of course, made a lot of people who, at the beginning of the system, complain that, oh, they don't like reading, oh, they're slow readers, oh, they're this, they're that. And this is just January. Many of them already have about three, four books under their belts already. And that's how important, building systems can be. And I remember someone in December, sending me a message and saying, "Oh, thank you for the messages about savings last year, January. I started saving, and this December was the first time in my history that I did not need to incur debt to celebrate the festivities." And that really warmed my heart. And a lot of people, the truth of the matter is this: you would always find enough excuses not to do the things you don't want to do. Yes, even the ones you don't want to do that you end up not doing, you would find more than enough excuses to placate yourself. And that is why putting systems in place with accountability to both will take your game a lot higher. Now, that's why they ask you to have mentorship. Mentorship is a system of accountability because in that place, you have no choice. You have to report to somebody. You have to report your activities. You have to say, "Oh, this is what I've been up to. This is how far I've come. This is what I plan to do." And you can receive insights and experience that the other person has to share based on the fact that they've gone ahead of you. But the point here is you need to be able to set up these systems as early as possible. Yes, I waited till now because I didn't want to seem like the New Year craze where everybody is bombarding you with stuff, do this, do that, and all of that. But I believe that if you can, sit down with yourself, call an executive meeting and decide what direction you want to go. So for me, I've decided, my year started like on the 1st of December last year. So I already pretty much have been doing what I expect to be doing for the rest of the year, and that for me is to help you understand that once you have put systems in place, days, months, and years will not, you will not need Happy New Month to motivate you to work. You will not need Happy Monday to make you to do stuff. You will do stuff because your system compels you to do so, and this is why it is so important for you to hold yourself to very high standards. Of course, I know there's room for play, there's room for, and that's part of the things that should be accounted for in your system. Yes, so for example, I intend to have a movie weekend, so this weekend I'm going to spend most of my time watching movies, and I will not feel bad about it at all, you know. And this is something that I believe that we all can do, set up yourself in such a way that you can feel the fact that you are moving in a certain direction. And this is what is important. Most of the time, we tend to set up ourselves to fail. So you have this arrival fallacy in your head that, oh, if I can lose weight, then my life will be better for the rest of it. Unfortunately, that's not usually the case. In fact, data shows that people who usually have the goal to lose weight usually gain all of it back after losing it, and that should tell you that instead of worrying about the result alone, you should set up a system that makes sure that no matter what the result is, you can keep consistent at whatever it is you're doing, and that is very important. A lot of people who have registered for gym membership, they've not stepped in the gym since the beginning of the year. You know yourselves, I'm not going to call names, but you see, you get the idea of what I'm saying. Some have said, oh, this year I'm going to finish all the courses that I did not finish last year. And they have not even opened any of those sites till now. You know yourselves. I don't need to start calling names. But the point here is you need to set up a system that compels behavior, that compels you to do certain things, and then set up accountability as well, because that accountability now demands you to stay focused on what you have set up. So, for example, if all you want to do is every day you want to learn something about a particular subject, you set up a time of the day, and then every time you do it, you clock in with someone and say, oh, I've started this at social time and I am due to be off it at social time. I can assure you, if you do that consistently for a while, it will become second nature, which means you're not going to need anybody to motivate you or push you to do it. And that is a secret or one way to hack your life into a productive stream. Now, whether you like it or not, a lot of people often come and say, oh, I'm busy. I've always said it that busy people are usually the least productive people. You know, if you're really productive, you have more than enough time for those things that are important. So you need to ask yourself, what is important and what am I going to spend my energy on this year? Once you're able to decide that, put a system and structures of accountability and all of that in place, and you're going to see the result. Have a productive year ahead and see you in the other video. Ciao.